We have already seen yesterday what actually is alternating current, what is the average value of EMF, average alternating current and root mean square value of alternating current. These two things we have already seen yesterday. Today we are going to see, or we are going to study the connections or the circuits involving AC current and the elements or the circuit elements of the AC circuit. Mainly three elements are there. They are resistors, then inductors, and then capacitors. So by now you are aware of all these three circuit elements. We have already seen these three circuit elements, right? Now next we are going to see what is the impact or of these circuit elements in the alternating current circuit, that is in the circuit which involves flow of alternating current. The things which we'll study here will involve relation between EMF, that is potential difference, and current. So the relation between EMF and current is nothing but something which we'll be studying here, and that will actually help us in understanding what will be the opposition offered by that particular circuit element, right? So let's start with pure resistor. So first we'll see impact of these individual circuit elements, and then we'll move forward and we'll try to understand what is the impact of combination of these circuit elements, right? So pure resistor means there is this resistor, and this resistor is connected to a AC supply. AC supply we are going to show like this circle, and in this circle a sine wave. So this actually represents the AC supply. So suppose this supply has an EMF E, which is equals to E naught sine omega t. So this is something which we have already seen yesterday, right? This is the resistance R. Okay, this is a pure resistor AC circuit, right? Now we have this EMF equals to E naught sine omega t. And what is I? I is equals to E divided by R. That is EMF divided by the resistance of the circuit. So this will be nothing but E naught divided by R into sine omega t. So that is I. Right? So this is the relation between I and E. That is, this is how current and EMF are related in purely resistor circuit. Now this particular value which you see here, which is constant for a circuit, that is E naught is the peak EMF and R is the resistor. So if these two things are constant, I can say that I is equals to some I naught into sine omega t. So this is the expression for current, expression for EMF, and expression for current. Now we have to compare these two, right? When we compare these two, then we are going to find out the relation between I and E, and that's how we'll be finding the opposition offered by the current, offered by this circuit element as well, right? Now here, this omega t which we see here, or which was theta, right? This is also called, omega is angular frequency, omega t is theta. So this is theta, and this is also called phase, right? Phase means the condition or situation or the state. So that is defined by this phase. See, this E naught is not going to change. I naught is not going to change. What will change? Only this sine omega t will change with time. So, and based on what? That change in this is based on what? Based on this theta or omega t. So this omega t is changing with time. So that's why sine omega t will also change, and that will decide the phase or the state or the condition or the situation. All these things are synonyms, right? So this decides the situation or the phase in which the current and EMF is. So that's why this is called phase, right? So next is what? Next, after these two things, we have to, so first is EMF. There won't be any change in EMF. It will always remain same. Second is I. You have to derive the expression for I based on whatever things we know about these different things here, which will come. Right now it is only resistors, so that is very easy. So we'll see in the other two sections how different is that to derive this expression. That is the second thing. Third thing is you should know the relation between these two expressions. Is that same or is it different? Because based on that, we will find out, or we will draw two diagrams, that is called the wave diagram and the phasor diagram. Phasor diagram is simple. Phasor diagram is a vector diagram where we show E and I, that is EMF and current, both as vector. They are not vectors. We are representing them as vectors, or basically two lines with an arrow, right? And the phase between them will be shown by an angle theta, which will be equals to omega t, or whatever is the angle. In this case, it will be omega t for both of them. So this is what is called phasor diagram. So two more things we have to do, that is we have to draw the wave diagram and the phasor diagram. Clear? So four things we have seen. Expression for EMF, it's going to be same for all. I, that is expression for current, which we have to derive based on whatever information we have. Third thing is the wave diagram of both E and I. For that, we should have this knowledge of phase. And once we have the knowledge of phase and we have already drawn the wave diagram, the fourth thing we are going to do is we are going to draw the phasor diagram, where these two things will be represented as vectors. And if there is an angle between them, that angle will be showing. So these four things are there, right? Okay. Apart from these four things, the final thing or the last thing is nothing but the resistance or the opposition. We won't say resistance because now resistance is used only for R, and we have three more circuit elements. So we won't be using resistance for inductor and capacitor as well. So instead we will be using other terms for that. And a common term for them, I'll say that it is nothing but opposition offered by that particular circuit element. Okay, so let's see them one by one. We have already seen expression for I and E. Let's draw the wave diagram. So wave diagram I can draw here itself. Okay, so you will have to draw the wave diagram of EMF. Suppose this is your EMF or the diagram for EMF. So that means this value is the value of E naught, right? Okay, and in the same diagram, you will also have to draw the wave diagram for current. So current will be what? Current's maximum value will be what? That you can get from here. I naught is equals to E naught divided by R. So it will be a fraction of maximum or peak EMF. Peak current will be a fraction of peak EMF. So the diagram for current will also be similar, and it will have the same phase. That means the pattern of this graph will be exactly same as you have pattern for EMF. So this graph will also be like this. Is it clear? So what you see here is that EMF and current both are having same or similar phase. There is no difference in the phase. This yellow line is the graph of E, which is equals to E naught sine omega t, and this green line is the graph for current, which is I naught sine omega t. So this is I equals to I naught sine omega t, and this is E equals to E naught sine omega t. So that is the wave diagram, right? Okay, the next thing is the phasor diagram or the phase diagram. So in phasor diagram, as I said, you will be drawing two vectors, right? And the angle between them. Two vectors will be the same, E and I. It will be representing that, or you can say we'll be drawing two vectors and the length of them will represent E naught and I naught respectively, right? So in this, suppose this is the diagram or the representation of E naught, then where will be E? E will be on the same line. So this means what? It is at some angle theta, which is equals to omega t, right? Some theta, which is equals to omega t from the 0, right? So the current will also fall on the same line. It won't be a different line. It will fall on the same line, says somewhere over here. And this will be the value for I naught. So what you see here is that these two lines are actually at same angle with the x-axis. Suppose if this is your x-axis and this is y-axis, then you see that the diagram or the two lines are actually same on the same line. So they are actually making same angle with the x-axis, that is omega t, right? This represents the phase. So these are the things which we have seen here. Expression for EMF, expression for current, before that the circuit diagram. So circuit diagram, expression for EMF, expression for current, the wave diagram, and the phasor diagram. So these are the four things which, or five things which you see here. That is what we have to do. And in this case, especially in this case, that is case of resistors, we already know what is EMF. EMF is nothing but, sorry, not EMF, the opposition. Opposition is nothing but E divided by I, right? So if you divide E by I, what you will get? You will get R, right? So the opposition which is being offered, how to find that opposition? Opposition offered to the current, if we have to find that. Opposition to current, right? So that will be always, say, opposition will be always E divided by I. So in this case, it will be E naught sine omega t divided by I naught sine omega t, which is nothing but, sorry, ulta. It is E naught by I naught. So the sine term gets, so opposition is equals to E naught divided by I naught. And I naught is what? I naught is E naught by R. So this is E naught divided by E naught by R. So we say that opposition is equals to R. So these are those five things which I was talking about earlier: EMF, current diagram, wave diagram, phasor diagram, and the opposition offered to the current, right? So any doubt? If you have any doubt, let me know. We'll move to the next circuit element if you don't have any doubt. Is it clear? Yes, do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's move to the next topic, that is pure inductor. So what all changes we'll have to do? We'll have to remove this and insert a inductor here. Okay, these expressions we'll have to rewrite, so I'll remove that. Opposition, we still have to find it, so I'll leave it here. Okay, remove it. And this diagram we'll still have to make, so I'll remove the current, but, or let's remove that entirely. Okay, now let's see what is there in case of a AC circuit with pure inductor, that is no resistance, no capacitance. So here what do I have? Here I connect it to a inductor whose inductance is given by L, right? And again, there is this AC supply where EMF E is equals to E naught sine omega t. It is same as it was earlier. So now here, in order to decide the current and the opposition offered by the this circuit element, we'll have to first understand that from where this opposition comes. So this opposition to this current actually comes from the concept of self-induction. So there is an AC supply here. This AC supply means it is alternating. That means it is changing. And if it is changing, that means the current which enters into this inductor is also changing. And if that current which enters into the inductor or the coil, if that is changing, that means the magnetic field which is generated in the coil will also change. And if the magnetic field which is generated in the coil changes, that means the magnetic flux will also change. And if the magnetic flux is changing in a coil, then there is an induced EMF in the opposite direction. That's what we have studied in self-induction, right? So the same thing is going to happen here. Due to this alternating current here, there will be an induced EMF in the opposite direction, which we have already studied, right? So what is that induced EMF in the inductor? Induced EMF in inductor, that is equals to minus L di divided by dt. This is something which we already know. The same thing I have written here. Now, if you want to maintain this flow of current, the applied EMF, which is here, it must be equal and opposite to the induced EMF. It may be greater than, or it may be equal and opposite. It cannot be less than that. So this EMF, that is applied EMF, must be equal and opposite to the induced EMF. That means this EMF, which is the applied EMF, that is equals to minus L di by dt. What is the use of this expression? We actually have to find current. So from here we'll get the expression for current. If you have E equals to minus L di by dt, what do you have to find? You have to find current. Is there current here? Here is the current, that is di. Okay, so this means what? E is nothing but, or you can say that di is equals to, an equal and opposite means this minus sign will convert to plus sign. So di is equals to E divided by L dt. Okay, now let's solve this here. You have di is equals to E divided by L dt. And what is E? E is E naught sine omega t. So this di becomes E naught by L sine omega t dt. So now in this, E naught and L are constant, so that will come out. And if I have to find total current, so total current will be integration of this, that is integration of E naught by L sine omega t dt, right? So I is equals to integration of E by L sine omega t dt, E naught by L sine omega t dt. Now what will be integration of sine omega t dt? Integration of sine omega t dt will be equals to cos omega t divided by omega minus. So minus cos omega t divided by omega, right? So what will I write here? I is equals to minus E naught by L cos omega t divided by omega. This is your I, or current, expression for current, right? So this is the expression for current. Now you have to relate this I and E, is if there is any relation between them or not. So first I'll write it in a simplified form. That is, it will be E naught divided by omega L, first thing. Then coming to minus cos omega t. So again, we'll go to trigonometry, which says sine theta minus pi by 2. What will be that? Theta minus pi by 2. Sine theta minus pi by 2. So that will be cos theta. This is from your trigonometry. So now use that here. So you have minus cos theta, you have minus cos omega t. So this minus cos omega t can be written as sine omega t minus pi by 2. We could have left it here itself, but we have to compare the phase. So to compare the phase, we have tried to bring both I and E, that is EMF and current, both of them in same trigonometric ratio. The expression of both of them having same trigonometric ratio, that is sine and sine. So both of them are sine. So now it will be easy for us to compare their phase. It's very easy, as you can see here itself. If you compare the phase of, or if you compare these two, we can see that current is omega t minus pi by 2. That means it will be equal to the value, or for example, at t equals to 0, it is sine 0, right? So E will be 0 at t equals to 0. But here, if you want to make this 0, what you will have to do? Omega t should be equals to pi by 2. So t is not 0 there, right? That means what? EMF became 0 at t equals to 0 itself, but current became 0 after pi by 2. I mean, when the phase has changed, or when the EMF has already moved ahead by pi by 2, then current will become what the value of EMF was pi by 2 earlier. So we say that current is behind the EMF, right? And that can be seen in the diagram as well. Its diagram is cos, current is cos, and EMF is sine. That is the main difference. Okay, and if we have to draw the diagram, EMF is same, which we have seen earlier. There is no difference in EMF. This diagram of EMF is same, right? This is E naught sine omega t, but current is pi by 2 behind it. That means at pi by 2, current will become what EMF was at 0. So the diagram or the expression for this will be like this. So here it will be 0. At pi by 2, it will be 0. So here it will be negative maximum, right? So suppose this is the current's negative maximum value, and so it will go like this. Now here it will be again maximum value, so somewhere over here, and again here it will be 0. So this is the diagram for current. The green line or the green curve is I equals to I naught sine omega t. So these are our these are the three things which we have done till now. Current, expression for current. How do we find that? That you have already seen. We use the concept of induction for that. And then we have drawn this diagram in which we are showing that current is behind the EMF. Current and EMF are not in same phase. So now if we have to draw the diagram, we can draw the phasor diagram as well. So the phasor diagram will be like this. Okay, the EMF is ahead. So EMF is, suppose this, and the angle between EMF and current is what? 90 degree. So we show it like this. It is 90 degree behind the current. So this is your I naught and this is E naught, and the angle between them is 90 degree. So this is the phasor diagram, right? So now you have all the four. One thing is remaining. We'll cover that as well. So you have expression for current, you have the diagram, circuit diagram, you have the wave diagram and the phasor diagram. The only thing which is left is the opposition given or offered by the inductor. So what is the opposition offered? So for that we need only two things, as we have discussed earlier. We need EMF and the current, the expression for EMF and expression for current. So this is expression for current. What is the expression for current? EMF is E naught sine omega t. I is equals to I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2, right? Okay, so this is, or here I naught is nothing but E naught divided by omega L. Okay, so as I said, the opposition offered here, just like we have derived opposition offered by resistor, opposition is nothing but the maximum EMF divided by the maximum current, and that is equal to E naught divided by E naught divided by omega L, right? So this means this opposition is equal to omega L. So omega L is the opposition offered. And now we are not going to use the term opposition. Opposition is the common term for all the circuit elements. For this, I am using the term XL. So XL is actually called reactive or inductive reactance, right? So the term we are using is inductive reactance. It is not resistance, it is not inductance. It is combination of two, that is induction, inductance and resistance. There is no resistance here, actually reactance. So this reactance is important, this term is important. We say reactance because you can see that this XL is dependent on not just L, it is also dependent on omega. Also depends on omega. What is omega? Omega is angular frequency of input current. Now, the resistance which we have studied, resistance was not dependent on input current, but this XL is dependent on omega, which is property of input current. So that's why if you even if there is change in input current, right? If there is change in the input or the source of EMF, even then the opposition will change. So this opposition does not depend, opposition offered by inductor does not depend only on the inductor, but it depends on the input current or input source, or to be specific, it depends on the frequency of the input current or input EMF. That's why we say that actually saying input current will be wrong, because current is decided by this inductor, right? Based on the opposition it offers, current changes, and its opposition offered is changing based on omega, which is angular frequency of the input EMF. So that's why it reacts to that frequency. You change the frequency, XL will also change. So that's why it is called reactance. And because it is due to inductor, it is called inductive reactance. So it is not constant, right? Obviously, you increase the frequency omega, XL will also increase. That is, opposition will also increase. So this inductive reactance in case of inductors increases with increase in frequency. That means if there is no frequency, that is zero frequency, frequency is zero, that means it is not changing, it is a steady current, right? So no change in frequency, that means it is no more an AC, that means it is DC. And in case of DC, the XL will become zero, that is, opposition will be zero. So we say that for inductors that it allows DC, it doesn't block DC, it allows DC to travel freely, or you can say it offers minimum opposition or minimum resistance to the DC supply. Okay, so that was pure inductor. Now let's move to the next circuit element, that is pure capacitor. Okay, so in this circuit, now there is a capacitor which you will show by two parallel lines. This is your supply, right? So your supply E is equals to E naught sine omega t. So this relation between these E, I and all, very important, and it's very simple. It's not very complex thing to understand. So that's why it's a scoring chapter. Okay, so E is equals to E naught sine omega t. What do we know about capacitors? That capacitors store charge. In case of inductor, we knew the concept of self-induction, and that's why we have used concept of self-induction there. And here we know that capacitor stores charge. So we are trying to find electricity in order to do electric current. In order to do that, we need relation, or we are going to utilize the concept of charge which is being stored in this capacitor. The charge which is stored is equals to CV, Q is equals to CV. Here I will say Q is equals to CE, which is equals to C E naught sine omega t. Now it is very simple. You have to find current, right? And what is current? Current is dq by dt. That is the basic definition of current. So just use that, just try to do that. So that means it will be d by dt of C E naught sine omega t, right? Okay, so in this, C and E naught are constants, they'll come out, and you just have to differentiate d by dt of sine omega t, which is again simple. So this is equals, this will be omega cos omega t. So this is omega c into E naught into cos omega t. Earlier we had minus cos omega t, but now you are having just plus cos omega t. So now if I have to write it, I can say that this is omega c into E naught into sine omega t plus pi by 2. Why? Again, we are changing to sine because we have to find relation between these phases. So both of them are in sine. It will be easy for us to compare them. This is equals to I. Now this thing, I is equals to I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. And what is the conclusion from this? Conclusion is very simple. Current is pi by 2 ahead of omega t. Earlier it was omega t minus pi by 2. Now it is omega t plus pi by 2. So current is ahead of EMF, right? So current is ahead of EMF. So if you have to show it using that wave diagram, you can show that as well. So this is the wave diagram. This is your EMF, the input EMF. So current will be ahead of this. That means current will be in the phase of pi by 2 here. So here it will be 0. Here it will be 0, the current. So if this is the maximum value, so wherever this is 0, current will be at its maximum or peak value, and where it is where EMF is 0, the current will be at its maximum or minimum value. That is negative or positive peak. Right? This is E naught sine omega t. This is the second one, that is current is I naught sine omega t plus pi by 2. So now if I have to show their phasor diagram, so phasor diagram should also be very clear. It will be, your EMF will be as it is. We are showing that, that is EMF is at an angle omega t from the 0. This is EMF. And the current is pi by 2 ahead of this. That means here it is making an angle pi by 2 with E, that is ahead of this. So this is your I naught. Right? So that is the phasor diagram, wave diagram, circuit diagram, expression for EMF, expression for current. Now what is left? The opposition being offered to the AC. So opposition again will be what? E naught divided by I naught, and this opposition I will be showing with symbol XC. So, and the name for this will be capacitive reactance. Same logic. This is also changing with the input EMF, that's why. So this will be equals to E naught divided by what is I naught here? Omega C E naught. So that means XC is equals to 1 by omega C. And what can we say about its behavior towards AC and DC? In DC, omega will be 0. There is no change. So angular frequency in DC is 0. That means in that case, this will be infinity or a very huge number. So we say that capacitors block DC. They will block DC. Why? Because in case of DC, omega C will be equal to 0. And if omega C is equal to omega means omega is 0 in case of DC, that means XC will be maximum. So capacitors block DC and inductors allow DC, right? So these are the three concepts. These are the three circuit elements which we have seen, and we have also seen these 5 things related to all these circuit elements, right? Now it's up to you. I'll expect that you guys draw a chart or a summary of all these things on a single paper so that it becomes easy for you to revise that in future. I am not going to do that for you. I expect you guys to write a sheet of paper. In that, make 3 columns. First column for pure resistor, pure capacitor, pure inductor, expression for EMF, expression for EMF, expression for EMF, expression for current, opposition which is being offered, wave diagram, phase